I'm back for another video. My name is Josh Kasich, and today is my Laputa Castle in the Sky review. Now, before watching this video, I do recommend you watch my Kiki's Delivery Service review first, before kind of going into watching this video. As you can tell a little bit, understanding how I'm reviewing these movies in the order and everything. So, but yeah. So let's kind of get into the plot. So, this girl named Sheeta, who is kind of on this blimp because she was kidnapped by the government agent named Muska. Okay, and he basically, this blimp gets attacked by a captain named Captain Dula and her pirate sons, or they're air pirates, and they attack the blimp, but Sheeta attacks one of the guards, and gets her pendant, this amulet, puts around her, and kind of tries to get on the outside of the blimp. And then when the pirates notice this, they try to get her, but she accidentally falls down. But thanks to the amulet, which glows, she actually just floats down instead of just falling to her death. And she gets caught by this kind of boy, a mining boy, named Pazu. Okay, and Pazu takes her back to her home, and then the next morning she wakes up and they kind of talk a bit, stuff like that. But then the pirates show up, and they immediately have to escape. And with help of the village, they were able to at least be able to get away from the pirates in a farther distance. But unfortunately, the pirates kind of show up, and then they kind of fall off this train. Well, first they're actually able to escape the mining town people, and then they get on this train that Pazu knows, and they kind of go away, really trying to escape. But unfortunately, the pirates are able to catch up to them, and then the government also showed up too. There's this huge fight between the pirates and the government, and they're trying to get this girl. Now, this girl is actually kidnapped from her home by the government and stuff like that. But which I think I did mention already. But whatever, they fell off the train bridge into an old mining thing. But thanks to the amulet, again, they were saved. There, they meet this kind of a guy, I forgot what his name was. Come on. What was his name? Come on. What was his name? I can't remember off the hand. But he basically tells him that this is the amulet from Laputa, a castle in the sky. And this is not the first time we hear about Laputa sky. We actually heard by Pazu from a picture on his wall about Castle Sky, and this picture was actually taken by his father. So he's so obsessed with finding Laputa, the castle in the sky. And so eventually they do get out of this mine, but unfortunately they eventually do get captured by the government, Masuka, and the government, and they get taken to this place where they're put into cells and stuff like that. And it's kind of, we reveal that we get, as long as the movie goes, when they are in the mine, I forgot, when they were leaving the mine, Sheeta told Pazu her real name. It's a really long name, and it's like really Japanese. It's like Lucita Toel Ui, I don't know. It's like Ui. I'm not sure how they pronounce it. Laputa. And she's actually from this family bloodline, a royal family bloodline from Laputa. So her family's from there. But then they're eventually captured by Musaku, not Musaku, Muzaka. Muzaka? No, that's not how it's pronounced. What did I say earlier? Sorry, I got cut off. Where was I? I was talking about the guy who captured them is Muzaka. I think it was Muzaka. Yeah, whatever. Muzaka captures them, But Laputa says that she would help him if they release Pazu. So Pazu leaves, and then Laputa. Oh, well, basically he goes back to his home, where he gets captured by Captain Dola and her pirate sons, and then he kind of joins them to go rescue the girl. Now the girl, no, she remembers a spell that her mother, or not mother, grandmother told her. I think it was a grandmother, not her mother. And so she starts saying the spell, unknowingly activates which she didn't know, but it activates the spell, and it activates the amulet, which directs the amulet directs get points to Laputa, and this is exactly what Musica wanted, and so he basically told the government and gets this huge giant blimp, and they kind of they will set off in the morning, but unfortunately what was happening is the because the amulet activated, there was a robot that a kind of dead robot from Laputa that Musica showed Sheeta about. Well, and it came to life and started destroying the place. And it captures Sheeta, brings her kind of tower, but eventually the robot does get shot down by the huge airship. Did I say blimp? I meant airship. It's a huge airship, but it's kind of like a blimp anyway. No, I don't think the airship is a blimp. Another thing was a blimp earlier that I'll get to later. But basically, in the process, she also loses her amulet that falls to the ground, but she was actually rescued by Pazu, and they kind of go off, and then the Musica finds the amulet, and they go off in the airship to, and it's still directing to Laputa, and so they go off to there. And then Captain Dola, Pazu, Sheeta, and her sons go back to their pirate blimp, where they kind of stay there for a while and travel to. They follow Goliath. Oh, I forgot the name of the airship is Goliath. I forgot to mention that. But then they kind of show up and chasing them. Now, eventually, Pazu and Sheeta go into another ship, the flying ship, to kind of float up to see where Castle the Laputa is. And they find Laputa, but unfortunately, with the Goliath started firing, they kind of broke up from the blimp and the little airship that they were on. Kind of broke away, and so they landed on Laputa, where they got to meet some robots and some other ones that were kind of not working or anything. But the government shows up there, and they see that Capandola and all her pirate sons are all captured and everything. And then eventually they get captured by a Musica, but Pazu was actually able to escape, and he helps free the Captain Dola and her pirate sons and her husband. I forgot to mention her husband, who was on the ship, who's like an engineer. That's kind of, I forgot about that part. And they kind of go, and then Musica takes Sheeta to the control room of Laputa and activates it with the amulet, and reveals that he's also a part of a royal bloodline, and that he's going to take over king. He's going to use this place to destroy the world, and he kind of betrays the government and starts killing them and like falling them out of the place. They fall out and stuff. It's a really bad situation. But then Laputa, not Laputa, why did I keep saying Laputa? Sheeta actually grabs the amulet and runs away, and then gives it to Pazu through a crack in the wall. And then eventually, she's trying to get captured she gets captured by Musica again, but then Pazu is actually able to save her, and they kind of go off running, and then they told Musica that Laputa, people of Laputa left because humans are meant to be on the ground, and they weren't meant to wield this weapon. And then they started doing another magic spell that her grandmother taught her, the magic of destruction. This kind of destroys the place, and Musica falls off and kind of falls to his death. And the rest, they get back to Captain Dola on another ship and are able to escape. and Laputa kind of just falls apart, and well, not all of Laputa gets destroyed. Some of Laputa actually goes into the outer orbit of Earth, or whatever this. I think it's Earth. I don't know. I'm just taking that guess, but that's pretty much everything there, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. Pazu and Sheeta kind of embrace their. It's obvious that they like each other. It's not obvious, and they promised each other that they would go back to her hometown, her home place where she was kidnapped from, and that's pretty much where the movie ends. But yeah, so really beautiful film. Like the animation is and the art style is brilliant. It was really good. It's really good. The writing was amazing. Miyazaki. It's another Miyazaki film from Studio Ghibli, and he as always he does a really good job. And there's like definitely a true 10 out of 10 movie. It is just that good of a film. And the characters, I love all the characters. They're enjoyable, they're funny, they're interesting, and the bad guy, everything like you got everything about this film is just really well done. Like I said, I give it 10 out of 10, and I definitely recommend this movie. If you have not seen this movie, you need to go see this movie. Even if you're not into anime, like any of these Studio Ghibli movies, they were actually I think released through Disney here in America. There's a lot of Disney voice actors, in Spirited Away, the main actor, the actress who played the English for, the main character in Spirited Away, is actually played Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. So there's kind of a lot of that character Disney stuff to it. But yeah, it like I said, definitely do recommend these movies, even if you're not an anime fan. They're just really good films to watch, animated films, okay? Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for my next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description, as always. And thank you. Goodbye.